Welcome to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your founder and host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a management consulting and performance management business founded in 1996 and based in New Orleans, Louisiana. Please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com, where you will learn more about my professional service offerings in management consulting, training, facilitating, executive coaching, surveys, assessments, and keynote presentation. But today, you are here, we're going to talk about the hustle skirt. And to make sure I take care of this on top, my guest today, I want you to be able to find her on my website, www.persistencelane.com. One word, persistencelane.com, where you will learn more about the mission of the Hustle Skirt podcast is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of men and women throughout the world that will be interviewed. We're talking about for-profit businesses, nonprofit businesses from different corporations and organizations, as well as C-suite and higher executive. So that's the mission. But I want to tell my audience who just might be listening for the first time to hear my guest today, the meaning of the hustle skirt is all about positivity. Never give up. Believe in yourself. Be encouraged, be focused, and for God's sakes, you want to be prosperous in this business. You can't be what you don't see. Become, be, and be the best that you can be. So I'm driven by my big why. And one of my first big why is I must be the change I want to see in others. That's my really big why. There are no limits to what you can do and capable of doing. Each day we got to change the narrative to say, what can I put out in the universe? Good energy. I want you to think more abundance mentality, not scarcity mentality. There's enough in the universe for all of our products and services to be successful entrepreneurs, higher executive, or C-suite. So with that being said, now you know what the hustle skirt, big why, the meaning, and now I'm excited about introducing to you today my guest. But before I do that, hello, Miss Essex. Hi, how are you doing today?
I am great. I'm great. How are you today?
I am doing fine. Now, before I share your credentials with my audience, Yanada, I want to say it has been a while. I've been looking forward to having you as my guest on the Hustle Skirt. So let me just share with my audience. So, because you have a lot to share, you're going to have an opportunity to address a couple of questions. But I want you to have this mindful moment to really tell my audience about your services and how to best contact you. So make sure that you share that website, that email, and a telephone number and your location so that it's all about for profit. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree totally.
So,
Totally.
with that being said, Yanada G. Essex, LCSW-BACS, ACSW. Now, with all of those credentials, you're going to have to break them down for my guests to really appreciate your talents and your skills and your gift to the universe. She is a proud New Orleanian. In 2002, she established Brighter Day Inc. I love that name. It's so energizing, which exists to heal the mind, body, and spirit in one place through holistic interventions and products. Yaada sees her work as more than her profession, it's her ministry, her gift to God and the world. Wow, what a life on purpose. Thank you
Yes.
again for being my guest today. And I hope that my audience have a chance to connect with you and learn more about the interventions and products that you offer. With that being said, hello. Thank
Hello.
you.
I want to
So,
start. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead.
I want to start off thanking you for this opportunity. I know it's been a while. We've been saying we were going to have this interview, and I'm so happy that we're doing this today.
You happy because I just love your glow. I was looking at your photo that you sent me, and I said, "What a beautiful African American woman." I said, "Right on." I said, "I'm excited because I've been looking forward to this. We've been talking about this close to a year now." And so
Yes.
I went into hiatus for a couple of months, got real busy with some things in the business, and so I'm now ready to kick this off again. And so you accepted that invitation. So
Yes.
let's rock it right now.
All right, let's rock it.
Okay, so I like to engage my audience with a couple of questions. We'll start out with a general question. Well, tell me about yourself.
So, as you mentioned, my name is Yanada Essex. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been a social worker for many years, almost 30 years, about maybe 29 years. So, I have always had a passion for helping others and I have a passion for New Orleans since a little girl. So, marrying those passions, I became a social worker. Before I became a social worker, I received my bachelor's of science from the University of Lafayette. I'm sorry, the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. At that time, it was called the University of Southwestern Louisiana. And then I went on to get my master's from Southern University at New Orleans. And then I got my LCSW in 2002 and started my business because I really have always been passionate about people healing themselves and taking care of themselves. And I really am a firm believer that in order to be whole, we have to address our mind, body, and spirit. And that is what Brighter Days is all about, addressing your mind, body, and spirit. So that is my
Ooh.
mission. That is my purpose in life. And I really enjoy what I do as a therapist.
Well, I'm already intrigued by what you share. So would you just take a pause just to give us a website or your location, telephone number, and email. And feel free to say that again later in the interview. But right now, just share that information with the audience.
Sure, I can definitely be found on my website is brighterdays.inc.com, which is BRIGHTRDAYSINC.com. You'll find all my information on my website. My telephone number, if you just want to go straight to the phone, is 504-941-5339. I can be found on all social media platforms, Twitter, which is X, Instagram, LinkedIn, IG. You can find me on all of those platforms at Brighter Days Inc.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's wonderful. That's great ways to connect with you.
yes.
So I have another one. This was a little more specific. What
Okay.
services or products do you offer?
So, as I mentioned, Brighter Days is all about being whole. So, most of my services consists of my therapy, the psychotherapy that I provide to my patients, and that's individual and family therapy. So when my patients first come to me, I do a mind, body, and spirit assessment, and I see what is going on in all of those areas, and then we come up with a treatment plan to address those things. And I'm a firm believer that all of that is interconnected. If you are having trouble with sleeping, it's probably going to affect your mood. It's probably going to affect how you connect to God. So it's important that you address all these areas of your life in order to be whole. So that's the very first thing that I do when it comes to the therapy sessions. In
Very good.
2002,
Go
yes,
ahead. Go ahead.
in 2002, I moved to a new location. I didn't mention that earlier. I moved into a new location and I changed my private practice into a wellness center. So I have a variety of services that are available at the wellness center. And other than my counseling, I provide and will be providing more massage therapy. I also have a small retail shop called the Little Bitty Holistic Shop inside of the business. I also provide tea parties and tea paint parties for people just to come and just relax. And I do a mindfulness exercise and encourage people to really take care of themselves and really promote the benefits of tea. And I think a lot of people don't realize there are so many benefits of tea. So I'm encouraging people to really utilize the benefits of tea to take care of themselves, mind, body, and spirit. Um,
Okay.
I
Well,
also
I'm
have
gonna
a
move on. I'm gonna move on to the next question because you said a key word that I'm gonna give you a moment to share some more mindful moments. And so
okay.
let me get that final question in because I want my audience to really get to know my guests when I'm interviewing them. And so we can't say it all that we want to say in the moment, but I've kind of tried to manage the time and make sure that we're gonna let it all get into the best possible way. So my final question is, who is your biggest role model?
My biggest role model is my grandmother. She has since passed away, but her legacy lives inside of me, and I really have admired her, the strength that she has given me as a person. I admire her wisdom and her relationship with God, and what she instilled into me about family and community. So she will forever be my hero
Mhm.
or shero.
I like that, Shiro. Now we're going to give you a moment to share that mindful moment, but I am interested in coming to your business for the teapot. And before we talk about the mindful moment, is there a certain age group, like you have things for young folks from maybe grade 6 to 12, or just women, or seniors, or mature women? I'm not letting the old woman in. The mature woman like Deborah come by and visit with a group of women.
So mainly it's for teens, as it relates to the tea parties, teens into throughout all ages beyond adulthood. So I'm pretty open to. I want you to get the most out of it, so that's why I don't start with the kids. So I really
Okay.
want you to get the most
Okay.
out of that experience.
I'm
Yes.
definitely going to visit that website and look at some of those services some more. So, your mindful moment. What else would you like our audience to know about Brighter Day?
So, in order to have brighter days, again, I really believe that you're supposed to really embrace your whole self. In order to be whole, God wants us to be whole, and that's why He came to earth in order for us to have an abundant life and to have a whole life. So, in order to do that, it's important that you address your mind, body, and spirit. The main thing my schooling has taught me is about taking care of your mind. So it's important that if there's something that's going on with you, you don't put it off. You take care of yourself. You use self-care. You get counseling if it's needed. You get the support that you need. It's important that you take care of yourself and be intentional about taking care of yourself in order to get what you need and to have the life that you're supposed to have as it relates to the life that God wants you to have in this life.
That's my good word for 2024, intentionality. Well,
Yes.
I hope this has been a wonderful interview. You have had a chance for the founder and host of Hustle Skirt to ask a couple of questions and to also highlight your business, Brighter Days Inc., to share
Yes.
that mindful moment. But as we close out, I want my audience to realize this is why I show up and do this, because individuals like Miss Essex have something to offer to the business community. And we need to learn as much as we can about whether it's a small or large business that's happening in our business community inside of New Orleans. And worldwide should be able to reach out to learn more about your services as well. So as we close out today, again, I just want you to know that the Hustle Skirt podcast objective is to empower you to speak out, speak power, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up about your own passion. As you just heard from our guest today, that she have her vision and mission have changed. It's now a wellness, and she offers so many services that can the community can support. We want to get behind our business owners in our city. But to do that, you got to keep listening to the Hustle Skirt. So make sure to visit our website, www.persistentblame.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt. There will be 9 different platforms in addition to Constant Contact, YouTube, all of the social media, even my Persistent Lane website. And some of those platforms are Apple's, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Amazon Music, Podchaser, iTunes, Podbean. So you can't not miss this interview today. You have so many places that you can go take a look at this interview again. So with that being said, and while you edit, if you found value in this interview today with my guest, would you please just offer us a rating on iTunes, or if you just tell a friend as you watch it on the social media or YouTube? I know that young woman, very successful business owner. I either know her from my community, from my church. We went to Southern University. We went to Lafayette together. I want to really tune into this interview and spread the word about her products and services. Would you kindly do that for me today? Right now, just want to remind you, you are listening to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day with my guests. Today, one more time, Yanada Essex.
Yanada
Yanada
Essex.
Essex. I messed that up and pardon me for doing
Okay.
that, but I want you to know, in other words, I want you to check out Brighter Days Inc.
Please do.
Please do. And I'd like to say thank you so much for the value of your time and being my guest today. Until we meet again, and I'm sure we'll be very soon,
Yes.
make yourself a great week on purpose. You're listening to The Hustle Skirt, www.persistencelane.com. I am the founder and host, Debra Gould. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.